Hi Aquarius, this is your May 26th through June 1st weekly tarot reading. We'll have 5 separate spreads in this weekly reading. In the first spread, we'll be looking at new love entry in your life. Spread number 2 is for those of you who are already married or in a relationship. In the third spread, we'll see if anybody wants to get back together with you. After that, in spread number 4, we'll talk about your work, your business, and your finances. And the fifth, the final spread, will be what you're not expecting to happen this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. This first spread is a new love this week, Aquarius. We have the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Hangman. We have the Nine of Cups, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Chariot in the potential outcome. We have the Two of Cups with the Emperor and the Sun. And we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Leo, maybe a Sagittarius, or absolutely any zodiac sign. So something is happening right now that is not allowing you to be happy, Aquarius. Or perhaps it's been happening, or it did happen in the past, and it could be happening to you or the person you're dealing with. Let me explain. The first 2 cards that came out, the Nine of Swords and then the Nine of Cups right after it, both are 9s. Right? Both are 9s. Both cards feature just one person in them. The person in the Nine of Swords is somebody who is like stressed out, somebody who is depressed, somebody who is very concerned about something, or maybe this is somebody crying themselves to sleep, or for whatever reason. But that person is not happy in the Nine of Swords. The person in the Nine of Cups right next to it is happy. It is a card of satisfaction and fulfillment. It is a card of a wish come true. Alright, so I would just have to assume, so maybe this is you feeling this way, right? The person in the Nine of Swords, maybe this is you feeling up until this point, or will be feeling in the beginning. But then we have the Nine of Cups, right? And this is a complete opposite energy. The Hangman, clarifying the Nine of Swords, could be a Pisces you're dealing with. Perhaps you got Pisces on your mind. The Hangman is a Pisces major arcana card, but it's also a card of stagnation, delays. So perhaps that's what's stressing you out, right? Maybe nothing's been happening. Perhaps you went on a few dates with other people, but they all, nothing came out of them, right? And you're kind of stressed out because it's not going anywhere in your life, or for whatever reason, right? It could be completely separate from love. Perhaps something else is on hold in your life, or something else is very stagnant in your life. All right. The Hangman is also a card of a sacrifice. So perhaps you've been sacrificing yourself for who or whoever. Basically, again, something is wrong. Something is off. Right? Perhaps you met this person, but they've been unable to come your way, or perhaps you're just stressing that you don't know where this is going between you two. Alright, again, the next card came out is the Nine of Cups. So here comes the change. The Wheel of Fortune, clarifying it, is like literally the change. Maybe a very fortunate turnaround. Alright, the Wheel of Fortune could be a start of a new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune could be a card of literally going somewhere or relocating. But again, it's like a very fortunate turnaround, and that's why I think you're the person in the Nine of Cups. Very satisfied and fulfilled. It's also a card of a wish come true. Okay, the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I think that Ace of Swords, this is where that Ace of Swords will play out, together with those 2 cards, the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Swords is a card of clarity for some of you, so if you were not sure about what this person wants, their intention, or if this is ever going to happen or move forward, yeah, the Ace of Swords is the word yes, it's happening. Alright, the Ace of Swords is also a card of yeah, somebody saying yes. It's a card of a new beginning, some kind of a breakthrough. All right, and the Chariot in the middle could be a Cancer you're dealing with. The Chariot is a card of maybe literally going somewhere. Okay, the Chariot is a card of victory, success. It's a card of moving forward and not looking back. It's a card of a triumph. All right, so this is how you will also feel once all of this starting unfolding, once all of this starts to move forward. Right? And in the potential outcome, we have the Two of Cups with the Emperor and the Sun. The Emperor, I think, is the person you're going to be dealing with. It could simply be an Aries you're dealing with, but the Emperor often comes through as a husband figure, spouse figure. All right? The Emperor is a card of somebody who always delivers, always keeps their promises. The Emperor is large and in charge. The Emperor is the provider, you know, a very serious individual. If you were dealing with wishy-washy people who didn't know what they wanted, the Emperor definitely knows what they want. Definitely. All right? And perhaps that's why you're happy that you're finally found somebody who is going to be there for you, and you can rely on this person, you can trust this person, and things like that. The Two of Cups, the first card in the potential outcome. As you can see, we have two people in it. It is a card of a soulmate connection. It's a card of when two people are on the same page and feeling the same way towards one another. And the Sun, the last card right next to the Emperor, is a card of clarity, just like the Ace of Swords, and it's also the happiest card in the deck. Out of all 78 cards we have in the standard tarot deck, that one, the Sun, is the happiest one out of all of them. Alright, so yeah, cheer up, Aquarius. Things are about to get much, much better. Really happy for you. Congratulations. If you are already in a relationship or married, Aquarius, this spread is for you. We have the Ace of Cups, the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Aquarius, this is such a great spread that I did not even want to mess with it. I did not want to clarify it. All right, we have everything here. Everything. Right? The Ace of Cups is all about love. It could be, for some of you, if you're not married yet, for some of you, if you're just getting a relationship going, perhaps you just made it formal and official, or about to, by the way, but perhaps you haven't been together for a long time, you may hear, I love you, for the first time from this person. That's what the Ace of Cups is. If you're already together, if you've been together for a while, if you're already married, perhaps they're going to tell you they love you for 10,586 times. Or maybe there's going to be like a spark that's going to, a spark that may like rejuvenate this connection, right? Because the Ace of Cups is genuine, true, authentic love. It's like a show of love, a show of emotions. Somebody doing something super sweet, super nice. Okay? Or simply saying they love you. The Empress in the middle is a mother figure, wife figure, spouse figure. Okay? It's also a card of somebody who is loved, cherished, and adored. Alright? So I assume that's you. Unless you have someone like this in your life. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles right next to the deck, which is a card of a rock-solid commitment of marriage. It's also a card of real estate. It's a card of a lot of money, financial abundance, things like that. And the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck is a card of a lot of attention. A lot of attention. So if you're the Empress, then obviously you're definitely in the center of attention. Or you may have somebody like this in your life, and you'll be paying a lot of attention to them. By the way, the Six of Wands, back in the day, used to be called the proposal card. Okay? Alright? It's also a card of victory and success. Amazing reading. Alright? Cool. Let's see if anybody comes back from the past for you, Aquarius, this week, or at least tries to come back, maybe. Anyway, we got the Page of Swords, clarified by the Hangman. We have the High Priestess. We have the Seven of Pentacles, clarified by Temperance. And we also have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Well, you could be dealing with Pisces, Sagittarius, maybe a water sign. Okay? So to be honest with you, the only kind of, sort of, action-oriented card on the table is the Page of Swords, the first card I came with. However, with all the other cards put together, the Page of Swords in this case is most likely them simply still keeping tabs on you. Perhaps they're getting ready to approach you, or maybe they're just trying to understand whether you are available or not, whether you would, what's going on in your life. Because the Page of Swords in this case, this is them simply watching you, from a distance. If you're still connected on social media, that's what they could be doing. They could be like Googling you or something, right? Because again, the remaining cards are not action-oriented cards. The Hangman clarifying the Page of Swords could simply be a Pisces you're dealing with, but the Hangman is a card of, stagnation, nothing happening, right? The person in the Hangman is simply hanging out, not doing much. Then the High Priestess in the middle could be interpreted, maybe a water sign you're dealing with, but the High Priestess could be interpreted as a card of a secret, right? A secret. So they're secretly watching you. And the Seven Pentacles clarified by Temperance, no, not really action-oriented cards either. The Seven Pentacles is a card of waiting, and Temperance is a card of patience. Okay, so they're patiently waiting for something, right? Or they're patiently observing you, they're patiently trying to understand what's going on with you, right? The Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is a card of somebody who is in the center of attention, and I think this is where you come in, Aquarius. This is them observing you. Okay, yeah. If you do hear from them, I wouldn't be surprised, but the universe decided to show somebody, somebody watching you. Your ex, that would be. All right? Cool. Let's talk about your work, your business, and your finances, Aquarius. This week we have the Ace of Wands, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. We have the Tower, clarified by the Nine of Cups. Then we have the Six of Swords, clarified by the Page of Pentacles. And we also have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So I wouldn't be surprised, Aquarius, if you're going to be going somewhere. Not necessarily this week. For some of you, yes, you could be going somewhere this week, but perhaps maybe the following week or at some point in the near future. Okay? And it may surprise you. But we do have two cards on the table that could definitely be interpreted as cards of literally going somewhere, right? And the Six of Swords is one of them, and it was actually the last card that came out. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, right? And the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck is the second card. Both of them are travel cards. The Eight of Wands is also a card of communication, a lot of communication. Okay, this reading actually starts with some kind of a new beginning, right? The Ace of Wands clarified by the Three of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands is a card of a new beginning, an offer, or somebody getting a bright idea, somebody getting inspired, somebody all of a sudden may think of something, okay? And the Three of Pentacles clarifying that is a card of a group collaboration. All right, so there's going to be more than just you involved. So that Ace of Wands could be coming to you, you know, or maybe you will have some kind of an idea, or what have you. Then we have the Tower clarified by the Nine of Cups. The Tower clarified by the Nine of Cups, you know, it's something that happens unexpectedly, right? In this particular case, the Tower is not something breaking down. It doesn't feel this way. If something does break down, it'll put a huge smile on your face for for whatever reason. Because the Nine of Cups is a card of a satisfaction and fulfillment, and it's also a card of a wish come true. For most of you, the Tower will play out something that happens unexpectedly, and you may actually have to maybe adjust your schedule, right? And then we have those Six of Swords with the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. All right, so definitely some of you are traveling either this week or the following week, or maybe within the next couple of weeks. You could be going to maybe a conference, or maybe you're going to go somewhere on a business trip, or something along those lines. All right, but it has something to do with the Ace of Wands clarified by the Three of Pentacles in the beginning. Okay, so perhaps somebody comes up with some kind of an idea, people start collaborating, people start brainstorming, and then all of a sudden somebody going to be like, oh, by the way, why don't we actually go and see for ourselves? Or why don't we go to this conference? Why don't we do this? All right? Cool. Let's see what you're not expecting to happen this week, Aquarius. We have the Moon, the Page of Swords clarified by the World. We also have the Star and the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. You know, it's simply the same reading as the Love from the Past reading, right? But we have so many major arcana cards. Look at it. We have what, 5 cards on the table. 4 of them are major arcana cards, and the only minor arcana card is that Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Both the Moon and the High Priestess are secret cards, or can be interpreted as secret cards. So definitely somebody is probably trying to figure out what you've been up to, right? Before they make a move, before they may even realize that it's worth it. You know, perhaps you're not available or something like that. But they're like watching you. Not in a creepy way, but again, it feels like somebody's trying to understand what's going on with you. If you're available, if you're single, they could be asking around or something like that. It's the but yeah, both the Moon. So out of the zodiac sign, the Moon is a Pisces. The Star is actually your major arcana card, Aquarius, unless you're dealing with another Aquarius. And the High Priestess, yeah, also very watery card. All right, so yeah, that's what I have for you for this reading for this week, Aquarius. If this video resonates with you, please like it. Please also comment and subscribe. And other than that, Aquarius, have an amazing week.